It's time for the one and the only show. It can only be the Luke Howard Show. So please welcome Luke Howard. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Even an extra round of applause. How lucky am I? Thank you so much. Thank you. Morning. It's Thursday today, the 11th of June. Hope everyone's well. And of course, I'm looking forward to another great show. I'm here 6 days a week. Love it. It's absolutely amazing. Love every moment of this show. Do get in touch with us then today. 07593. Just get straight into that now then. 07593 847 105 is the number to text or call. If you text, start with the word talk and your name and where you're from, or give us a call, we'll phone you back. Or email us, GaryJHoward68@hotmail.com, or there's another email which is 345457 @student.hrc.ac.uk, or find us on Instagram at the Luke Howard fan page is the one to find us on Instagram, which is it's called at the Luke Howard fan page. The Luke Howard fan page is our Instagram page, or use the hashtags #Luke Howard or #Luke Howard Show. Now, a few things to get off my chest first of all to start off the show today. And first of all, we was supposed to continue the interview today with Piers Bloomfield. Now, I have been in touch with Piers, and I've said to him, right, what we'll do is we'll do it either later on this week, either tomorrow or Saturday. If not, it'll be next week again, and we'll do a longer interview with him next week. I will be in touch with Piers later on today, so I shall let you know tomorrow if we're going to interview him towards the end of this week. If not, it shall be sometime again next week, because we definitely will speak to him again on one of our shows next week. We're not quite sure what date it'll be, but it shall be next week sometime. We'll let you know. And second thing I was going to talk about was there was something else I was going to talk about, but I'll get to that in a moment. But yes, that is what's happening with Piers. I'll have to try and think about what the other thing was I was going to talk about. Let me think. Give me some time to think. What was it? So something else. It'll come to me in a moment. But yeah, so that is what we're doing with Piers. And we'll let you know. And we've got lots of stuff to talk about on the show today. We're talking about TV, of course, later on in the show. Of course, I can't talk about EastEnders because it's not back till Monday next week. And, of course, Doctors as well. So we've got lots to talk about that. And then we've got lots of stuff to talk about in the papers as well. And national days as well. Lots of national days today. It's a very special day today. Oh, yeah, that's another thing I've got. That was it. I've got it now. Right, one more thing. And that is the Duke of Edinburgh's birthday. Now, yesterday he wasn't 98. I must get it. I got that wrong as well. He's actually 99, would you believe? So this time next year, he'll be celebrating his 100th birthday, would you believe? We will all be celebrating Duke of Edinburgh's 100th birthday, which is next year. But this year, he's 99. So many congratulations to the wonderful Duke of Edinburgh, who's 99 yesterday. Of course, we did mention it on the show yesterday, but I think I got a little bit of a confused, because I actually thought that he was 98, but he's not 98, he's 99. But I think he'd rather be 98 than 99, wouldn't he? But no, he is 99, so happy birthday, of course, once again to the wonderful Duke of Edinburgh. So, shall we get on with the show, shall we now? Shall we get on with the show? Me rabbiting on as usual. I could talk for England. So, okay, let's talk about what's in the papers then. So, we're going to kick off by talking about a story. It reads, dozens arrested as Patel warns thugs you will face justice. Now, okay, Priti Patel, this is, tore into thugs who joined the Black Lives Matter protests, and they warned that the lying thing that you will face justice as the number of arrests reached 135. The Home Secretary and offenders were battering the very cause, and their support to serve after demonstrations double Downing Street. It left 35 people, officers injured at the weekend just gone. Now, she last weekend, she condemned graffiti that damned on the statue of Winston Churchill in Parliament Square. Awful. And the removal of slave trader Edward Colston's statue in Bristol as ultra offensive. Now, she told MPs that there is no excuse for throwing flares at police officers, throwing bikes at police horses, and disrespecting the cenotaph of vandalising the statue of Winston Churchill. Now, he was one of the greatest defenders of our freedoms who has ever lived. Now, it is not for mobs to tear down statues, and it is not acceptable for thugs to racially abuse black police officers. I'm reading this, just to let you know, I am reading this off my script. There's only this story. Other stories I don't read off my script, but I'm only reading this one off my script. So, okay, police in Bristol now, they said that they had identified 17 suspects involved in tearing down the Collagen statue and dumping it in the harbour on Sunday. Andy March, Chief Constable of Avon and Somerset, he defended his officer's decision not to influence at the time, but he was saying that it would have provoked a very violent confrontation. The Mayor of Bristol, Marvin Rees, said the statue would be flashed out by probably put in a museum and replaced with something suitable. He added that there's a really incredible opportunity to make a decision about what we think and should go on a plinth to celebrate something about ourselves and best of ourselves. Downing Street, of course, said that the protest had been supervised by thuggery and, of course, denied that Britain was a racist country. Now, the PM, I am reading this off my script, by the way, just for the ones who just joined in. I have been reading this off the newspaper, actually. This is the only story that I've been reading off the Metro. Okay, this is a newspaper that is in. Everything that's coming out of my mouth on this story, just to let you know, was in the newspaper Metro. So this isn't coming out of my mouth. This is coming from the Metro paper, just to let you all know. Just thought it'd be clear and just let everyone know that this is all coming from a newspaper. So the PM doesn't doubt that their conditions is to be a discrimination and racism, but we have made very significant progress on the issue. They said that Boris Johnson's spokesman has told reporters that meanwhile the Police Federation, which represents rank and officers, said that they should have been better equipped to deal with the protests inset. Our colleagues' safety should be of paramount importance to our police leaders and Federation Chairman Ken Marsh. So we will leave that story there. So now the other stories that I'm going to talk about now is coming from me. Okay, this is coming from me. Are we going to talk about death toll, are we? I don't know if we should talk about that. I think we should talk about something else. Okay, let's talk about some stories in brief then. So, blood pressure pills is to give all-round survival boost. Blood pressure pills have been given elderly people a survival boost, no matter how frail they are. It shows a 7-year study of 1.3 million people using the medication. People in poor health who remember to take their pills can reduce the chances of premature death by 30%, found researchers at Italy's University of Microbiota, and patients in generally good health are 45% less likely to die. High blood pressure affects more than 1 in all adults in the UK, and it also up to 80% to not take all their medication, according to Blood Pressure UK. So a former defence contractor now has pleaded not guilty to charges under the Official Secrets Act. Simon Fitch, 50, is accused of making a damaging disclose of information, refusing, though, to give police access to their free electronic devices and illegally recording. The Old Bailey has heard the allegations followed a year-long investigation by Scotland Yard's counter-terrorism unit. The Finch appeared in court via video link from HMP Swansea. He was further remanded in custody until October this year, when he is due to stand trial. I think we should leave those two stories that we just spoke about there now. So we're going to talk about Prince Andrew now, okay, and then after that we're going to talk about a grandma jailed for 1 million disability benefits fraud. But first we'll talk about Andrew. So Prince Andrew, okay, he's hit back at the US Department of Justice after reports has had formally asked to him to be handed over to answer questions in Jeffrey Epsidoe investigation. Lawyers for the Duke of York denied to had failed to cooperate with federal prosecutions and insisted that he had afforded to speak to them as a witness 3 times this year. His legal team accused the DOJ of breaching confidentiality, and questioned whether if it was seeking public, it's rather than accepting their assistance preferred. They added in a statement that far from their client acting above, of course, the law, as he has been employed by press briefings in the US, he is being treated by a lower strand by their might, responsibility by expected for any other citizen. The Duke's lawyers spoke out after reports that the Deutsch had sent a mutual legal assistance request to the Home Office for him to be handed over. He is wanted, though, for questioning as a witness in the probe into convicted as Podemlik Epsidoe found dead in jail in August last year while awaiting trial for the trafficking. American Virginia Glaffey has alleged Andrew and had the time with him accusations included when she was 17 and a minor under Florida has law. Right, okay, let's leave that story there then. Okay, so grandma now has been jailed for 1 million disability benefits fraud. So a grandmother who she's famously claimed more than 1 million in benefits after she grossly aggravated her disabilities, has been jailed for 3 years and 8 months. Christina Pumphrey, 65, she lied that she was totally blind and she was in a wheelchair, and she lied basically about all of this, but she assurance by investigations showed for driving, going for a walk, unrevealed while reading a newspaper and collecting her grandchildren from school when confronted, and she said that she was revealed to the finally court and claimed after she had given the money away to those in need. However, she admitted that she had also splashed out on holidays, cosmetic treatment, and fine dining and clothes. After being released on bail, she made further dishonest benefit claims. Manchester Marshall Street Crown Court has heard celebrating pronunciation of Rome Court in Cheshire. The other day, though, Judge Sophia McCon said that over 15 years you stole 1 million from your fellow citizens, money which would have gone to people who justify and deserved it, money that could have gone to schools and hospitals. So, okay, the judge noted that Pumphrey had suffered a traumatic childhood and was abused by the people who should have cared for you, and her daughter Amy Brown, 34, received an 18-month jail term, suspended for 2 years after she used her bank account to launder 80,000 of Pumphrey's cash and kept more than 70,000 for herself. Wow. Absolute wow. And that's all I'm going to say for that story there. Okay, let's move on then, shall we, to another story. Okay, let's talk about local heroes then, shall we? Local heroes. So, okay, so why there's never been a better time to support our farmers and fishermen. So, fat red tomatoes bursting with flavour, deliciously sweet hake that just flakes off the bone with sugar snap peas, and I love sugar snap peas, I love them, they're absolutely beautiful, and add zing to any stir fry. The best of our produce is available right now, so there's never been a better time to support our farmers, of course, and fishermen, of course, and then by buying locally sourced in seasonal vegetables. We do it a lot. As I said, Tom Pepper the other day, who runs a vegetable stall on the Muntingford Market, worth a visit. And the very freshest of fish from the UK waters, because by buying local, you won't just be getting, though, the very best quality food, you'll also be helping sustain these virtual industries at a difficult time. Lockdown has meant that many of their regular customers, such as bars, restaurants, hotels, have cancelled their usual orders, leaving a mountain of produce, and that's a risk of going to waste. So if you are demanding food produce locally, you'll be supporting growers, of course, and fishermen when they really need your help. If you've got, though, the time this summer, you can go one step further by actually helping pick the crops yourself, would you believe? You can do that, people. You can do it. And, do get out there and do it, because it is an amazing thing to do. And there's great dishes as well, like you can make your own Eton mess, you can make your own seafood savey. There are lots of great recipes that you can make. It's called Farm to Fork, as I like to call it.